Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to another custom review from us. This time we are back out once again talking all things tyres, specifically CEAT Specialty tyres. Now, you may have seen in a previous video that we did with Mr. Richard Bradley, large-scale dairy farmer. We were talking CEAT tyres with him. He runs a set of Torquemax tyres, predominantly in a yard situation. Well, today we're kind of at the other end of the scale today, and we're out with Boddington Estates, and they are running a set of Torquemax CEAT Specialty tyres in predominantly a field situation. So to tell us how they're getting on with it, we've got Mr. Andrew Walters from Boddington Estates. So Andrew, before we dive into all things black and round, I mean, just tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your role here?
So I'm the farm and estate manager here at Boddington Estates. We are about 1,500 acres spread over 25 miles with predominantly about 800 acres here at Boddington, ring fenced. We're on heavy Evesham clay, which is challenging at the best of times. We have approximately 1,000 acres of cereals. We have the rest of the farm made up of grassland, forestry and environmental strips. We also run a suckler herd of about 140 cattle, which makes us a good mixed farming operation. We are undergoing some changes at the moment. We've made the decision, or we've been working over the last 3 or 4 years into a transition of direct drilling. That is now coming to fruition. We have just ordered a new Horsch Avatar drill, so tyre choice has become very important to us going forward.
So onto the tyres then. What particular model of CEAT tyres are you running?
Yeah, so we're running a Fendt 828 as our primary mover here at Boddington, carrying out all the cultivations, some of the secondary cultivations, and primarily the Fendt's going to do most of the drilling with the Avatar. So we were in need of a new set of tyres on our 828. We had a premium brand of tyre on the 828, which has lasted approximately 6,000 hours, so we were very pleased with that. So when it came to replacement, I took a fair bit of time looking at what was on the market. Obviously, there were the high-end premium brands, and CEAT came into my view, and talking to a neighbouring farmer who had been doing some work with CEAT on their VF tyre, they were of great interest to us. So I made some inquiries to CEAT with our local tyre supplier, and had a meeting with the CEAT rep at the time, and talked about their new VF tyre, which was very much new to the market. So looking at pricing, CEAT were very much in the middle of the price band between your lower end tyre manufacturer and your top end premium brand. So it sat very well with us, knowing that the tractor was probably going to be on its last set of tyres with us. So the VF tyre looked like it was the correct tyre for the job. So after lots of deliberation, we ordered a set of 650, 70, 38 VFs. COVID hit, so we were very much left waiting for them, which gave us a good opportunity to test some other tyres for CEAT. So we were running on with the previous brand a 650 85 38, which wasn't available with CEAT in the VF tyre. So in the interim period, we put a set of 650 85 38 Farmax tyres on the 828 and tried them, and they were very good tyres, but being a standard tyre didn't give us the variability we needed in a VF. It took nearly 11 months for the VFs to arrive, and now they're on the tractor. We're very, very pleased. We're running today with the Avatar on in less than favourable conditions here on heavy clay. It is very much like plasticine under the surface, and we're running at 12 psi on all four tyres, pulling the drill with ease, and doing exactly what they say on the tin. You would ask, and I'm sure if we put the tractor over a weigh bridge, we would be told today we should be running with probably 600 or 800 kilos on the front weight. I don't see the need for that. You know, it looks to me like the tractor's pulling that drill with ease. Why put extra weight and cause compaction on this heavy ground?
That's it, and burn extra
exactly.
fuel as well.
You know, the margins, as we all know, are getting smaller and smaller at the moment, and we need to be saving as much fuel as possible, and you know, causing as much damage to the soil as, you know, at least amount of damage to the soil as we possibly can.
That's it. And you mentioned a few other jobs that this tractor does as well. Just run through some of those as well.
So the tractor, like I said earlier, the tractor is our primary mover here. It's been with us since 2014. Is due for change very soon. We've got one operator that drives it. It does all the top downing, or has historically done all the top downing. Top downing for us is going to hopefully become something of the past. So all the top downing. It's done all the drilling with a Vardastat 6-metre rapid drill, and yeah, general farm work really.
So you mentioned you did a lot of research when you were looking to your new set of tyres. What is it that you look for in a tyre? It
shouldn't come too high. Well, it should come high on the priority list, but price is always going to come into it. You know, from your lower end of the scale, for a set of 650 tyres, you're going to be, you know, you were down sort of 3-4 grand, right up to 14,000-15,000 for your top premium tyre. So although we didn't want to be in the bottom, I was very mindful the tractor is going to be on its last set of tyres with us, so we didn't necessarily want to go top end, but we wanted something that was going to fit our needs in the middle somewhere, and that's where I feel the CEAT have come into play. From what we've seen over the last 12 months with the tyres we were testing and with these VF tyres we've got now, you know, the wear rates are I mean, they're very early days, but the wear rates look good. You know, the ground pressure looks fantastic. So that was a really important factor. Dealer was another big factor. You know, tyre dealer. We need to know that the tyre we've got is going to be reliable, but also if the worst were to happen, we could get a replacement fairly quickly, and the backup was going to be there. Now, I will say, you know, we've been through 12 months of uncertain times. The tyres came to us in that time, and I have to say the backup from CEAT has been fantastic. You know, it really has. Also, our local tyre dealer, Ski Tyres, have been fantastic. You know, they've worked with CEAT to make sure we've been not only looked after, but tyres have been here when they need to be here. So yeah, a good all-round experience, not only from our own tyre company, but from CEAT.
Perfect. And when you initially took on these CEAT tyres, did you feel it was a little bit of a gamble with it being still a relatively unknown brand, or did it look right?
Yeah, very much so. I think it's always a gamble to jump into a new brand or an unknown brand. I knew there was some testing being done locally with VF tyres, and the reports from that were positive. So I felt that although we were going into a new brand, there was a certain amount of testing that had been done, and there weren't any big problems.
And like I say, can you just give us a few more words on sort of the construction and the look of the tyres as well, and sort of like the cleat design? Well,
I'm obviously no tyre expert, but we had the conversation yesterday with a tyre supplier about the difference between a standard tyre and an IF tyre and a VF tyre. So an IF tyre and a VF tyre obviously are the two main types of tyre now we want to be working with on this for groundwork. But more importantly, the VF tyre is giving us 40% more load carrying capacity at the same rate as a standard tyre. And allowing us to run at pressures down to 10 or 12 psi drilling, whereas with a standard tyre we're going to be up at 18, 20 psi.
That's it.
Following on from our experiences and the time we've had looking and testing tyres, you'll see on the tractor now that we're actually running with a 710 70 42 over a 650 70 738. The main decision behind that was we wanted as much tyre on the ground as possible, and a 710 gives you slightly more cleats on the ground than a 650, and also gives us the ability to get more footprint. So we've ended up with a 710 now rather than a 650, which we feel is the perfect combination on that tractor.
Obviously, we've discussed how the tyres are performing in the field.
Yep.
What are they like for road use as well?
To be honest, it was very difficult to compare the previous tyres to the new tyres like for like, because obviously the previous tyres were 20% tread. As we know, tyres get hard over the years, so the ride had become fairly hard on the tractor, but first reports from Matthew, my operator, is it's transformed the ride of the tractor. It's a lot smoother on road work, and it rides a lot nicer. Road noise is minimal. Certainly these tyres are quieter than the premium brand we had on previously. And
because you're obviously, you're very conscious about what you're doing with your land and your soils. Are you one of these guys that does pay attention to tyre pressures and alter them between, different operations going from road and into field and things like that?
Very much so. We haven't got the luxury, unfortunately, on this tractor of vario grip as much as we'd like it, and the operator keeps on about it. I'm sure if we stick with the same brand going forward, then the next one will have vario grip, which will give us capability to do it on the move. But yeah, it is very important that we look at tyre pressures between operations. As we say, today we're running at 12 psi drilling. Tomorrow it could be on a muck trailer, and they'll be running at 18 psi. Not only do we need to make sure we're at the right pressure for the job, to make sure that the ground compaction is correct, or not to produce too much ground compaction, but we need to make sure we get longevity of the tyre, not getting excessive wear. So I think all them factors are really important. And of course weighing the tractor to make sure that the kit that you're operating with has got the right balance and right weight.
So, final couple of questions then. Firstly, would you consider them good value for money? And secondly, would you have them again?
Well, good value for money. Yes, I would. I would say I'm sure they've gone up. They've increased in price over the last 12 months with everything that's been going on. But the deal we got at the time, I feel, was very good. And yes, I mean, reliability is going forward. Who knows? I don't know. But certainly from what we've learned from CEAT over the last 12 months is if there's a problem, they're going to stand by them.
Yeah.
So will we purchase CEAT tyres in the future? Most definitely.
Certainly on the list of considerations.
Exactly. Yes. There's many very good tyres out there on the market, and we need to look at all options. But certainly CEAT are very much in amongst the mix.
Perfect. Well, Andrew, thank you very much for your time. That's been spot on, an absolutely cracking insight into the Torquemax tyres this time. Hopefully you guys found that interesting, and as ever, for more custom reviews and reviews as well, go check out LandPowerTV.com, and we'll catch you again next time. Thanks for watching.